Welcome to the BRICS News. Hello, and welcome to our channel, the BRICS News, your ultimate destination for in-depth, engaging, and highly informative content on global affairs, geopolitics, and the biggest stories shaping our world. In today's video, we're diving into a topic that is not just trending, but has the potential to change the course of the 21st century. Whether it's breaking down international conflicts, uncovering economic power plays, or analyzing the strategies of superpowers, we're here to bring you the facts, the context, and the future implications, all in a way that keeps you hooked and informed. If you're passionate about understanding how the world works, or if you love staying ahead in global trends, you've come to the right place. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest uploads. Trust us, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's get started with today's fascinating topic. Nestled roughly 130 kilometers off the southeastern coast of China, Taiwan, an island of just 23 million people, has become the epicenter of global geopolitics. Despite its modest size, Taiwan's strategic importance surpasses most nations, and its fate could very well determine the trajectory of the 21st century. Whoever controls Taiwan may hold the key to global dominance, making the island an object of intense interest and contention for the world's two superpowers, the United States and China. To understand why Taiwan holds such significance, we must delve into its history, its geopolitical and economic relevance, and the potential consequences of a conflict over the island. Taiwan's history is as tumultuous as its present. For thousands of years, Taiwan was under the dominion of the Qing dynasty, which ruled mainland China. However, the end of the First Sino-Japanese War in 1895 brought drastic changes to the region. Taiwan was ceded to Japan, which ruled the island for the next 50 years. This period saw the rapid modernization of Taiwan under Japanese administration. At the conclusion of World War II in 1945, Taiwan was returned to China, which was then embroiled in a bitter civil war between the Communist Party led by Mao Zedong and the nationalists, Kuomintang, under Chiang Kai-shek. By 1949, the Communists emerged victorious, establishing the People's Republic of China, PRC. The defeated nationalists fled to Taiwan, where they established a separate government, the Republic of China, ROC. Since then, Taiwan has operated as a de facto independent state, even though the PRC claims it as a breakaway province. This unresolved civil war is no longer just an internal matter for China. Over the decades, Taiwan's position has become a flashpoint for international diplomacy and conflict, entangling global powers in a web of interests that stretch from Silicon Valley to the South China Sea. Taiwan's significance lies at the confluence of geography, economics, and geopolitics. It is not merely a small island, but a pivotal asset in shaping the global balance of power. The geographical perspective, gateway to the Pacific. Taiwan is often referred to as the unsinkable aircraft carrier due to its location in the first island chain. This chain, comprising Japan, the Philippines, and Taiwan, acts as a natural barrier against China's expansion into the Pacific Ocean. The control of Taiwan would give China direct access to deep waters and the Pacific, bypassing the island chain that the United States has used to contain China's influence since the Cold War. China's eastern coastline, home to its most populous cities like Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou, is dependent on maritime trade routes. However, these trade routes are vulnerable to disruption at several choke points controlled by US allies. Taiwan's location makes it a critical piece of this puzzle. Losing Taiwan would weaken the US's ability to block China's access to key trade routes and naval dominance, fundamentally altering the balance of power in the Asia-Pacific. Taiwan's semiconductor supremacy. Economically, Taiwan punches far above its weight. The island is the world's leading producer of semiconductors, the tiny chips that power everything from smartphones to fighter jets. At the heart of Taiwan's semiconductor dominance lies Taiwan's Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, the world's largest and most advanced semiconductor manufacturer. TSMC's role: TSMC produces around 65% of the world's semiconductors and over 90% of the most advanced chips. No other country or company comes close to this level of technological sophistication. Global dependency. The US, Europe, and even China depend heavily on Taiwanese semiconductors. For instance, TSMC supplies chips to tech giants like Apple, Nvidia, and Qualcomm, as well as critical components for advanced weapon systems. If China were to seize control of Taiwan, it would gain access to this invaluable technological asset, giving it a near monopoly over future technologies like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and advanced weaponry. This is why semiconductors are often referred to as the oil of the 21st century, and Taiwan is its Persian Gulf, the symbolic value of Taiwan. For China, Taiwan is not just a geopolitical prize but a symbol of its historical destiny. Chinese President Xi Jinping has called the reunification of Taiwan with the mainland a historic mission and a cornerstone of his vision for China's rejuvenation as a global superpower. The Communist Party views Taiwan as a key piece of its legitimacy and an unresolved wound of its civil war. Conversely, Taiwan sees itself as a thriving democracy that rejects the authoritarianism of the mainland. The United States plays a critical, albeit ambiguous, role in the Taiwan-China conflict. While the US officially recognizes the One China policy and does not formally recognize Taiwan as an independent state, it has consistently supported Taiwan through arms sales, military presence, and diplomatic backing. Strategic ambiguity. The US policy of strategic ambiguity involves not explicitly stating whether it would come to Taiwan's defense in the event of a Chinese invasion. This ambiguity is meant to deter both China from attacking and Taiwan from declaring formal independence. However, recent statements from President Joe Biden have signaled a shift, with Biden openly stating that the US would defend Taiwan militarily if attacked. Arms sales and military presence. The US has sold billions of dollars worth of advanced weaponry to Taiwan, including fighter jets, missiles, and submarines. American naval ships also conduct regular patrols in the Taiwan Strait, signaling a commitment to maintaining the status quo in the region, containing China. Taiwan is also central to America's broader strategy to contain China. Losing Taiwan to Beijing would not only embolden China, but also undermine US alliances in Asia, including with Japan, South Korea, and the Philippines. It would signal a decline in US power and influence in the Indo-Pacific, a region critical to global trade and security. A military conflict over Taiwan would have catastrophic consequences not just for the region, but for the entire world. Experts warn that such a conflict could escalate into a global war, with ramifications far exceeding those of the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, economic fallout, semiconductor disruption. A war in Taiwan could halt the production of semiconductors, leading to a global tech crisis. Industries reliant on chips, automobiles, electronics, defense, would face unprecedented shortages. Global trade. The Taiwan Strait, one of the world's busiest shipping lanes, handles nearly half of the world's container ships. A conflict would disrupt global supply chains, causing massive economic losses. Military escalation. Regional allies, Japan and South Korea, both US allies, would likely be drawn into the conflict, escalating tensions in East Asia. Nuclear threats. The involvement of nuclear powers like the US and China raises the specter of a nuclear confrontation. Political repercussions, decline of US influence. Failure to defend Taiwan could weaken US alliances and embolden other authoritarian regimes, including Russia and North Korea. Chinese dominance. A victorious China would solidify its position as the preeminent power in Asia, challenging the liberal democratic order. Taiwan is more than just an island. It is a linchpin of global stability, a hub of technological innovation, and a battleground of ideologies. Its fate will shape the course of the 21st century, determining not only the balance of power in Asia, but also the future of democracy, technology, and global trade. The world watches anxiously, knowing that the stakes have never been higher. As tensions escalate, one thing is clear. The story of Taiwan is far from over, and its resolution will define the geopolitics of our era.